Alright, it's on. Mic levels too high. Too. Alright, there we go. So I'm not screaming over everything. Cool. Levels adjusted. Welcome to the Side Top Podcast. We got a lot we gonna cover today. Had some fun. Tie on some things. Had some real insightful conversations. Remember, Just Todd Now is a place where we just think about it. The TAIs think about it. You know, you heard it here first. Been doing it for 8 years, 10 years, maybe, if you've really been listening. But this place where we combine our mind with our heart, see what our gut mind is saying, connect all those three circles, and let whatever come out, come on out. This is my song called Come This Way from In the Dark. But let's jump into this. Had to make sure everything was just working before jump into it. There we go. Got that excellent strong connection. And they even said I can pop out the chat. Just want to get everything cool before I get things going. He said copy that. And then go here and add a browser. Chat. And then do this. Boom. Alright, now the chat should come up. I'm in it right here. Let me add this for when. What was it? Browser? Boom. So now we're all involved in the story. Alright. Yeah, like I said, thanks for joining. This is the Side Top Podcast. Ready to take off. I wanted to jump in first into this. Did y'all hear about the Jewish cops that exist in the communities in New York and stuff like that? It's been this guy I've been following on YouTube. He's been going real far into like just interviewing random people on the street in this certain county, like asking, what do you do for work? What do you do for a job? How are you? And like, how do you take care of your family? Because a lot of rumors going around about that this certain community just survives all off welfare. They know how to bend the law so they all can get their families on Section 8 real easily. Like no 5-year wait list like you be seeing in parts of Philly and stuff, and communities I've been a part of. And most of them just found a way to just live off of what he is claiming to be tax dollars, American tax dollars. So I just found it interesting because it caused some controversy later where people was actually like, they got their own police force as well. They got their own police force, and they was asking them, like, stop talking and interviewing people and stuff like that. We see you going around. But look, let's just jump into it. I want to know your thoughts while we are on this train. All right, let me see. Where is that? It's one of the. Here it is.
How do you like living here as a non-Jew?
So. Well,
Lakewood?
By so.
Well, because the aesthetics.
Do they treat you as one of them? Like,
No,
are you guys
no.
on the same page?
No. They don't bother me because I don't deal with
Remember,
them.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just here riffing off, just tying some stuff
They
down.
get away with everything. They get the Section 8, they get everything.
See what's going on in this world around me, his
Most
opinions.
people work out here in the Hasidic community? No. How do they afford their bills?
I wish I knew. I would
That's
do
what
the
it
same
is, the
thing
time.
too.
And what are your thoughts on the driving out here? I gotta ask you that. It's the most important question.
I don't want to talk about it.
The driving is crazy.
Okay.
You got a stop sign over there, they don't even stop. They just pass. That's why so much traffic and accidents, and it's crazy.
You saw the Curious Joel video. Why was that video good?
That video was good because I've been in East Ramapo for as long as I remember. I also went to Spring Valley High School. I've been in the school system, and we've definitely seen a lot of things, especially since our school board was majority private school owners, mainly Jewish white men, and most of our
How you
school
doing?
was not Jewish. And they had control over our public school system over like the past 10 years, purposely voting no on our school budget vote so that way we would fail, and we lost about 3-2 schools.
Basically, through blocked voting.
I wonder if something like that happened in Philly, because they cut down a whole bunch of high schools in Philly. Yo, this thing just got to get cut off. They've made a whole bunch of schools in Philly, cut them off. Like Germantown High School, was cut off. Starter Fleischer or something like that was cut off. It was a lot of schools that was really inaugural into certain communities, and certain black minority communities. That even my uncle, that's now one of the like top lawyers in the country and whatnot, he graduated from one of those schools. So they was producing like diamonds from like rocks and stuff.
Orthodox Jews won enough seats
So
to
them
control
schools
the
ain't
East
there.
Ramapo School Board.
Let's see what they
went on
saying.
to eliminate hundreds of public school positions like teachers and social workers, while approving millions of taxpayer dollars to be spent on their children's religious private schools, ultimately gutting the public school system for the estimated 9,000 black and brown public school students, while diverting that money to their private religious schools.
They give us food that's rotten and it's cold and it hurts our stomach.
I ask you, do not take our music program away. I love playing an instrument. My brother would be crushed.
And the budget cuts were
Yeah, that's literally what happened in Philly. And hey, you said when everybody believes they have to do what they gotta do, all you can do is figure out what they believe. LOL. Yeah, for real. Like, all right, what's going on in your mind? Why are you saying the things that you're saying? So that I can have a better study on what's going on. Because you're going to keep running with this and not change your mind. You're going to go farther. I used to think that a lot of things people did growing up was just on TV. Cause I watched a lot of TV. So when I was out in the world, I thought people like had that anime inner voice always going on. Like contemplating stuff and hero's journey type shit. But no, people have their own story going on and not really always recommending your channel to be on their island, whatever the case. So I used to think that, yeah, they're thinking this, but they're choosing to do this even though they know all these other possibilities and stuff. Like, no, they're just choosing to believe this. They're going to fulfill this belief, keep on feeding it with just people and words and other music that just promote this belief and run with it. Just get the ball and score a touchdown like it's gonna matter at the end of the day. Because they cut art out of my schools when I was in high school. That's why I'm in art school now, going back all these years later. They cut it out for budget cuts and stuff like this. And look what they're saying, because I watched some of this video together. Look what they're saying after they cut down some of the schools in these communities, where the money went to.
were so devastating that in one instance, an elementary school shut down, and the majority Jewish school board then voted to sell it to a Jewish yeshiva for pennies on the dollar. Basically, the poorest, most vulnerable kids in these communities had their schools gutted and looted, all by a majority Jewish school board whose kids didn't even attend public school.
We believe that some of the decisions that have been made by the board have not been in the best interest of the public school community.
You don't like it, find yourself another place to live.
How was your education?
Whoa. They should have put the "fa" right there. He said, if you don't like it, find another place to live.
You don't like it, find yourself another place to live.
You don't even look like a native New Yorkian.
My education, it was decent, but it definitely could have been better if we had the resources that we were allowed to have. But again, for the past 10, 15 years or so, people have been purposely voting no on our school budget vote, so that way we had no funding and money for our school. And, that was done purposely.
And who was voting no?
Majority, the Jewish community. You, drive around here, you'll literally see signs saying vote no for a school budget, which I think is crazy. Luckily, we were able to...
Nope, not when you see what the Trump administration did recently with defunding a lot of the World Health Organization and, not defunding, but, separating from it and doing other stuff to just undermine what people have put their lives on the line for so that the average person can have a quality education. Isn't that what America should have? A quality education if we want to compete with China and Japan and all these other countries that's pushing, even Nigeria. Nigeria is on the rise when it comes to engineering. Engineering Nigeria. I was trying to see if it was it's a little symbol in the words.
An award system to be able to get 3 seats for the wars, but if it wasn't for that, we still would be majority white Jewish men voting for public school students that they don't care about. Yeah, and they purposely go out their way to isolate us. We're basically isolated to the point where we feel like this isn't our home.
A lot of people like to say they're ducking taxes and all that. There's truths and lies to that, but I could only tell you that I've only seen the bad part. The bad part is I've seen houses get broken down. I've seen certain spaces, buildings get destroyed for, let's just say, for more kosher customs. You feel me? So
Okay.
I want to thank you for showing our community. I don't believe in hiding.
How do you like living here as a non?
So that's just something to tie on about. Something to tie on about how communities changed and like where does the money go? Because like I mentioned a couple times, I was a part of that happening in Philly where they took away a lot of the art in the everyday school and said they just couldn't afford the supplies. It wasn't necessary for the future as much as learning the other things that just put people into labor 9-to-5 type jobs. Like it's a system. It's a whole system. It's another video I saw of him walking around. And I'm not saying it's just Jewish people doing it either. In this particular community, it's Jewish people, but for Philly, it could have been I was gonna say conglomerate of people, something like that.
I got, I'd say, 150 calls about you already.
What are they calling about?
You're walking up to people asking them questions. We're just gonna follow you around. I'm glad.
But this is what I found funny too, that they have their own police force in America.
Civilian patrol squad acting as a second form of police, protecting the Orthodox Jewish community from my questions. And the best part is, your tax dollars help fund it.
The security.
How they pull that off?
We roll on down.
How they pull that off? But then like you see the African American community, the black community, or the FBA community we're gonna talk about soon, if you come up with the Black Panthers, they like, oh no, them Black Panthers are domestic terrorists. Like they can't be going around protecting their community with guns and bulletproof vests. That's a domestic terrorist walking around your street. That's not a Black Panther. That's not somebody standing up for people's rights. But then we see that they have a whole police force that's funded by tax dollars. I don't even think Black Panthers was funded by tax dollars. Just donations.
From my questions. And the best part
How'd
is,
they get away
your
with
tax
that?
dollars help fund it.
The security van rolling on us. We roll on down.
It's like a community watch, but
Hold on, one sec. We got a comment. Hey, you say, yeah, they tell you how they can't afford the instruments. They can't afford paintbrushes or art equipment. They can't afford to allow the children to go outside and play anymore. Yep. Then you get locked in on the computer. You get locked in a whole reality that they create for you. Start working, start dressing a certain way because you're not used to pushing your mind and your imagination. So then when people give you imaginations and they seem so cool, like, oh yeah, you're like, all right, I need that to be satisfied. Oh yeah. Instead of, I got this inner world that I've been developing since I was a baby. Since I got here as a baby and got to this point to make all of this. Like, I'm sure how to say consistency is key. Like if you consistently taking in stuff, then that's the key you got to reality. But if you go back and forth, like get your own inner imagination working out and then take things in at the same time, you got 2 keys. Who doesn't want 2 keys?
they think they are cops. If you notice, they had their lights on and they just ran a red light.
We got the corrupt police pulling us over. What am I being pulled over for?
For a suspicious person, could I have your credentials, please?
For a suspicious
Just do me a
person.
favor, keep your hands on the steering wheel when you do so.
That seems a little extra. You know what we're up against? Small town police department, small town politics.
This is really all Jewish stores.
Good to meet you. How are you guys?
You two gentlemen, they asked not
Fair
to
enough.
come back. If
Amazing.
you come back, it'll be a trespassing charge. You're
Fair enough. You just want to be interviewed?
No.
Okay, respect. We got 1, 2, 3 police. I wonder what law they're going to claim I violated.
We just got a concern saying that you're walking up to people asking them questions, stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm part of Police Patrolman Public Safety, and we got multiple calls. Same reason why PD got called.
Oh, somebody said the Black
What are they calling
Panthers.
about?
People trying to live a
Since
quiet
when is
life.
questioning
That's it.
illegal?
We're just gonna follow you around. We're gonna let everybody know that you can pay them not to talk to you.
We're playing games now. We got the security van rolling on us as we roll on them.
Typical Jewish specific neighborhood, yes. You go.
We have 2 cops. Our camera guys are getting the cops pulled up on them. Let's see what's going on. Did I get the cops called on me again?
Yes.
What's the problem? Listen, we've met each other a few times now.
Yeah.
We're not trying to cause me trouble.
You guys doing a drone?
No comment. Plead the fifth. All right.
Got honestly 150 calls.
How you guys doing drones? They said we got to get you on something. We got to get you on something being around here.
Gaddafi wanted that.
Well, that's wild that was able to happen.
People asking them questions. First gonna follow you around. I'm glad everybody know that.
Hey, let me see if they got something about art taken away.
I feel so bad for all the University art students here in Philly because their school just shut down and they didn't even find out from the school. Everybody found out from the local news. That was it. It was out of nowhere. So you got all these students that like are in the middle of their college experience and they have no school anymore. It's gone. And the teachers, the staff, like the students, they all found out through the news. Like the school didn't send anything. So good luck, everybody. I feel so bad for.
I guess that's still going on. Hey, you said I'm watching them blowing up each other's stuff in the Middle East as well. LOL. Humans are very entertaining, if nothing else. Yeah, let's get into that. Let's get into that. Cause that was I made the podcast, the last podcast. If y'all didn't watch it, go back and see. It was talking about when this first started and they bombed that Pacific building, and now later it came out they actually killed the supreme leader. And gloating about it as well. Let's see. This has to tie in with the Jewish community too. What's going on? Because I saw some videos. There's some people that's cheering that he's dead, the supreme leader. So I'm trying to watch the sources too. There's some mass propaganda going on. It's like, this is in London. So mind you, this is not in Iraq.
You know, it's past 11 o'clock at night.
So these probably Iraqis that ran away saying, hey, it's a dictator. We got to get out of here. Kind of all dictators are just like Trump in a way. They all just like Trump in a way. So there's going to be a big dividing line on people that's going to support him and not support him.
Kind of like a beginning of the end now.
So these people are supporting, not supporting.
For the world, please for the Middle East.
I couldn't believe it on the news. I was like, is it really happening? Is he dead? Is he really dead? I cried so much at home.
I mean, you look around here and you see all these
They all
flags.
look at that nose. They're not Jewish. That wasn't a Jewish lady, or was that an Iranian lady saying, I'm glad she dead? He dead. That nose.
The Israeli and American flags as well.
But they're so close to each other already that they're fighting and they look ethnically similar when they're actually from that place. Cause you know a lot of Israelis are not actually from that area. That's why they're not big on DNA test. Like just honestly saying. And then here go another one. People mourning on the BBC News. Now, where was this filmed at? Trillions of dollars worth of damage has already been done. Billions is just ammunition. Groups are always just doing stuff like that. Even if they don't like Timmy in the group, they will use Timmy as an excuse to fight because they're the only ones aren't supposed to like Timmy. Yeah. Group monkey see, monkey do. Straight up. Yeah, this is somebody saying right here, come on people, use your brain. This is no different if Trump was taken out. Some people cry for joy, others cry because their cult leader has died. Most countries have divided ideology. They acting like they knew him personally. Trump thinks he owns the world. So what's this right here? This 6 hours ago. Iran raises red flag of revenge. Red flag of revenge Oh. Whatever, it's against Trump. We live in the world of grown-up children. we gotta put up a signal that we're about to attack. Like, man, they playing in people's faces as well as killing people in people's faces. Now, if you over there, just go to the jungle. Like, leave the cities. Dang. This was today. And I want to know, why are all these people outside? I'm seeing a bunch of videos of, like, drones and stuff being shot down by missiles. And people are outside.
Right now, we can see what we believe were 4 missiles intercepted over Doha's West Bay. This is a really popular area. A lot of expats live here.
Why are you outside?
That's
what I'm saying. Sharisa in the comment.
2 messages this morning from the U.S. Embassy here in Qatar. The first one saying to shelter in place. The second one saying missiles imminent. We believe those missiles were shot down by air defense missile systems, but now we're seeing 4 additional what we believe are missiles from Iran being shot down above us. Qatar's National Emergency Alert System has also sent out 3 messages to people's phones telling them to shelter in place until the danger is past.
Oh, so this is the ship that launched everything? Everybody always asks, well, how do the soldiers feel? They're not trying to. They feel like they on Call of Duty right now. They got their mission. They are ready and programmed to go. And the fact that we have these videos, they saying classified. What was it? Like, I mean unclassified. What was it, like classified for an hour? Because they sure released this pretty fast. Like, you gotta pay attention to stuff like that. I've been making videos for a long time. So how things are presented, you gotta really pay attention to that. Like building excitement and stuff. Yeah, I watched the Squid Games, you will. Squid Games. The things people are willing to do for the money. And thinking people friends and screwing people over at the last minute. Even with that Mr. Beast games. But Squid Games was wild because people was getting off. Alright, we just saw this. Huh? Iran hitting their own ships. What is going on? The description does not match the transcript. The power flag oil tanker was struck off that followed drone strikes. Like, first Mexico, then this, a week before that, Venezuela. Man, what is in those files? What is in those Epstein files? For all of this to be fucking occurring at the same time. They're like, yo, these people are catching on. And like I said, it seemed like a movie when they said, no, you got to distract the people by doing this and mass distractions, or they'll, that this is what they willing to do. To change regimes and stuff like that. What's going on?
Iranian media reports. The Iranian Revolutionary Guards have said they targeted U.S. aircraft carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln, in 4 ballistic missiles. And you can see on your screens now a graphic of the US's Abraham Lincoln being moved to the Mediterranean in the last couple of weeks. Okay, that's the breaking news for you there, just to refresh that according to reports, Iranian President...
The thing about their supreme leader that got killed, he was a big religious icon as well as their supreme leader. But I wouldn't go as far to say that people don't look at Trump as a religious icon in some ways. It just depends on who you're talking to. It depends on who you're talking to. I'm saying the effect that he had on the mind of the people there had to be divided. Because, you know, anybody that comes up with any law to put over top of a lot of people is going to have some things that most of the people don't want. They're going to be like, we never wanted this in the first place. Like, we don't know what he talking about. And other people like, yeah, we was waiting for this. And other people like, on the fence. Like, I see what he's saying. I ain't gonna really fuck with it like that. I just gotta live with it. Because where I chose to grow up. Hey, you say you seen people in relationships start fights to cover up the real truth. Trump probably has less followers than that guy did in his country. A lot of people didn't like him, but the reason he's the face of the country is because they accepted him. Yeah. I see where you're going with that. They did accept him, because I seen his face a lot of times. Trump approval ratings is at 36%, and they just use a lot of bots to push his face around, and bot accounts to push his face around, and AI stuff to put him around. I know truly people painting him and stuff. At least the ones that get around. And people definitely do start fights and relationships to cover up the real truth. And that's what's going on with this war. Because they all in some kind of relationship with each other. Because I swore somebody from Iraq was just meeting with the president. Iraq meeting with Trump. In White House. I don't know if I spelled it right. Yeah, this guy. No, this is not him.
President Trump welcoming Syrian leader Ahmed al-Shara to the White House today, a man who once had a $10 million bounty on his head for ties to al-Qaeda. Al-Shara is even designated a terrorist by the U.S. in 2013, a list he's since been removed from. Now the president is welcoming the leader to Washington months after an uprising toppled longtime dictator there in Syria, Bashar al-Assad. Let's bring in our White House correspondent, Karen Travers, along with foreign correspondent Marcus Moore. So, Karen, how significant is this visit? And what is President Trump hoping to accomplish here?
Kira, it's a historic visit, the first time a Syrian leader has been here to the White House. And it comes after the president met with al-Shara back in May in Saudi Arabia.
That's so funny.
That
you
was
see
a meeting that, of course, marked the first time that a U.S. president had engaged with a Syrian leader since the year 2000.
Yeah, we got to see how far Syria is from Iraq.
This is significant,
from all of this,
when you look at how al-Shara
he was just on the terrorist list. And when they talking, when America on the news usually talk about the Middle East, they brand all of them as terror. They don't be saying Iraq all the time. They be putting Iraq with Syria, with Palestine, all of that stuff be grouped together. Then other times they say, no, it's specifically this
through the Assad
and this
back
and that.
in December, and then taking over as the leader in that
and
country.
then we blowing them
He
up.
is here today
this was
to
just
push for a full repeal
in
of
November,
US sanctions
December.
on his country. The president had waived those sanctions back in May. Great fanfare on that trip to the Middle East. He said it was one of the biggest applause.
What I think happened was he agreed to help out Trump while the other guy in Iraq was like, nah, we not. This was his redemption arc right here. His redemption arc is alleged, like in his own personal morality story. This was his redemption arc. He's like, well, we ain't gonna get blown up now. I ain't dying. I ain't dying for my people. Like, I ain't dying for my people, man. I'm gonna make this deal, and I'm gonna do what it do. Like, that's what they did. Because they've already told me about war. Like, you can't tell me they didn't think about doing this attack months ago. They didn't just think about it last week. Like, it was March, this end of February, they had January. They didn't just start thinking about all of this. They had this all strategically planned because they had to have other stuff play out first so that this can make more sense to the average person on why it's occurring. Yeah, you know, we had to do it. We've been dealing with this since the 80s. Like, but how have we been dealing with it is the question. How? That's the terrificent thing that people just jump over.
Lines he got on that trip to the Middle East. And now, though, it will take an act of Congress, though, to permanently lift the sanctions. So al-Shara is here to make his case on that. Notably, Kira, this meeting is taking place behind closed doors. Closed to the press. We haven't had a chance to see the two leaders together or ask questions of them.
My bad.
Yeah,
y'all can't see.
It'll be interesting to see if you will have the
He said it'd be interesting to see. As soon as I said y'all can't see,
we haven't had
means
a
I'm
chance
right
to see
on
the two
time.
leaders
together or ask questions of them.
This time now.
Yeah, it'd be
You know, we
interesting to
joke
see if you
over
will
here.
have the opportunity to ask questions from
joke.
both of them. We want to be there for sure. Marcus, tell us more about al-Shara. This is a man who was once designated a terrorist by the United States, now shaking hands with the president at the White House.
Yeah, Kira, it really is a remarkable turn of events, and there's a lot of mystery surrounding his early life. Journalists and investigators have tried to piece a lot of that together, and in particular, to learn how strongly he has held Islamist views. As you know, he was part of Al-Qaeda, and he fought the U.S. in Iraq, as Karen said there, and he also had a relationship with Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the former leader of
No, I ain't
ISIS.
saying this.
And so
This
he
is just
really
facts.
has gone from being one of the main enemies of the U.S. To someone that
Straight
the president
facts.
has praised as strong.
All right, so there goes
and
Syria.
so,
They got a map for us. See, there goes Syria. There go Iraq. And when I was looking on the map yesterday, this little peninsula place right here, like in Saudi Arabia, is another place that was bombed, like the hotels or something like that. 'Cause I was like, that's not Iran, but see, it's Iraq, Iran. Like even. You know, a lot of Americans gonna think Iraq and Iran is the same place. Like, no, Iraq is just how you say Iran when you trying to say it in a cool way. And then Afghanistan is over there, and then Israel is right here, right next to Syria. So Syria is the closest to Israel. They've been under oppression a long time, just with the Gaza Strip. Shout out to the gas lamp killer. He's a DJ. Who talks about his mom and stuff living over there and having to come to America. Which we're going to get into later about the foundational black Americans. I've been interested in that. But y'all see this, look. It's right there. So he saved his ass. And then they didn't want it. So you can see why it was divided with the people on how they was praising him. Because some people probably saying, yeah, we never gonna mess with America. They probably wasn't straight up saying death to America. Like death to America and all that stuff. They probably were just trying to be their own people. Be their own people. Regardless of what America was saying. Like regardless of the American sanctions on them or anything, they probably no, we're just gonna just be by ourselves. We don't want to fuck with y'all. We'll fuck with Russia probably, but not y'all. And he's like, nah, you got to, you have to. Me and Israel, we gonna get your ass, and that's what they did.
Wait to see exactly how he will continue to govern Syria. But as Karen just alluded to, one of his main goals is to try to rebuild the country after some 14 years of civil war. And certainly that makes this meeting that he's having with President Trump critical.
Well, Karen, Trump and al-Shara first met in May in Saudi, and at the time, Trump described him as a young, attractive guy. I don't think we can forget that quote.
A young, attractive guy. Yo, he already juicing them up for the public. Now y'all gonna really like this guy.
Just another example of the White House's diplomatic inroads with Arabic countries.
Yeah, it's about Syria, as Marcus just noted there, and this is the administration looking to help that country with reconstruction and rebuilding. But Kira, the steps the president had announced in May with the lifting of sanctions on Syria were really driven in large part by the other countries in the region that were putting pressure on the president and really making an appeal for him to do this. He said that the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, Mohammed bin Salman, was a big driver of that and that he was pleased to announce it while he was in Riyadh.
Yeah, because you know Saudi Arabia is in line with America. Big time. Big time. So you see what's going on in that area they calling the Middle East. What is it the middle of? Who said what's the East? First of all, who said where the East starts and where the East ends for it to be a Middle East? You know, that's some geopolitics going on. Carving out lines and making fences. Who making these fences and shit? But you know Saudi Arabia is in line with America already. Remember that map we was looking at?
Together, President.
Let me see if I can get that map.
All countries come to this position.
Yeah.
Where's the map? Where's the map? Where's the map? Yeah, Saudi Arabia right there. So they trying to get everybody to be in league with these people. So these people right here can take over all of this with the help of America. Because you saw a lot of companies are going to Saudi Arabia now. A lot of entertainment businesses are in league with Saudi Arabia that was started off in America. Like the MMA, the UFC fighting. They're going to be big in Saudi Arabia. And I heard the UFC fighting is going to be taking place on the White House lawn. I'm like, yo, I don't know if I can support that. That remind me of like when they used to have the slaves fight in front of them and stuff, the slave masters. Like, why I got to be on the White House lawn? But that's another story. On this story, and the WWE is now in league with Saudi Arabia. So when the women is over there doing their thing, when the women is over there in Saudi Arabia doing the WWE thing, they can't wear skimpy outfits because you know they can't look because you know they get their head chopped off.
Why do female wrestlers have to wear full-body suits at the Saudi Royal Rumble?
If anyone's wondering why all the female wrestlers today in Night of Champions are covered up completely, it's because they're in Saudi Arabia and the women are not allowed to show any skin besides their hands and their face. That's why all the women are covered up and all wearing cat suits pretty much. Even the ref. If anyone's...
Even the ref.
I guess this is no longer convenient when you're 1 and 2.
I know, you could look at it as a dumbing down of their feminine power of what they represent, because they're not coming out as weaklings when they are on the stage. They're coming out as warriors.
Entering the Royal Rumble match for the 5th time in her... And just like
even Rhea Ripley.
Oh God, someone might be about to get a whipping here, Cole.
That do look like just a Catwoman outfit. And then she got the whip like Catwoman. That seemed worse than the other way. Like some BDSM type stuff. That's worse than regular fit. That's funny. Said, oh, hey, well, let me catch you. You said there's one thing I have to check the map. The Supreme Leader put a tweet out saying it's not about American people. It's about Trump and his people. Yeah, because it's obvious if you just watch the news and some people think this, some people think that. It's the red and the blue and there's some purple going on. It's even some greens. There's even some greens. And different media is talking all the time. And trying to gain more followers. Gain more for these ancient spirits, trying to gain followers so they can use their powers in ways that they used to use them a long time ago. They got to fit for the time period that they find themselves in. That's the real tea. Like, y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Just calm down. You well, Liz. All right, let's finish this video.
Of that, and that he was pleased to announce it while he was in
I gotta lay up a little
Riyadh.
bit.
And as I
Oh,
said,
yeah, I'm on
this was a
TikTok.
very big applause
Yeah, I'm about
line
to
for
get
the
off
president.
TikTok. Ain't
There was
nobody
a
on there.
lot of approval
Let
of
me-
this when the president announced he would be
stand
taking
up
this
for a
step
second.
to help Syria as they move forward with reconstruction. It's going to be very expensive. It's going to be very time-consuming, and a lot of questions about who will take the lead and help on that and what the United States might contribute to it. But the president has had positive words recently for the Syrian leader, saying he's done a good job and that Syria has made important steps recently.
We're going to follow the meeting and whatever we can get from it
Important
for sure.
steps.
President
What the
Trump
heck is an
welcoming Syrian
important
leader.
step? Say what the important step is. There I go. I can't get flagged on TikTok. There we go. But yeah, that happened. What's this clip?
My
It
fellow
seems like it's intriguing me.
At this hour, American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, secure its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
Going to have our
The Naruto
very large
music.
United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money. We're in the oil business.
George Bush was way more
In other words, we'll
convincing.
be selling oil.
My fellow citizens,
Way
This
more
hour.
convincing. My fellow citizens. He got the hand posture. I'm calm, I'm cool, I'm collected while I'm telling you all of this information. We need to go over to Iraq. They have destroyed us. Remember 9/11? No, that's Trump. He would say, remember. George was like, remember 9/11? And then look at you for a second.
my fellow citizens,
Hypnotism.
Badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money. We're in the oil business. We're going to sell it to them. We're not going to say we're not going to give it. In other words, we'll be selling oil.
my fellow
And what was this guy? Who's this guy?
President, we want peace for the Israelis, we want peace for the Palestinians, we want them to coexist peacefully in the region, and we will do our best to reach that date.
And the defense agreement, have you reached agreement on that? We pretty much have.
Here's the MBS.
Question for the Crown Prince, if I could just finish.
We have reached agreement on that. Okay.
I wanted to ask you about the direct talks between the United States and Iran. Have you been fully briefed on that, and are you concerned at all about how this might impact Saudi security interests?
When we are close ally, we'll be working closely together on that issue, and we will do our best to help to reach a deal between the rest of America and Iran, and we believe it's good for Iran's future to have a good deal that will satisfy the region and the world and the rest of America. So we will do our best to see that they happen.
And by the way, Iran does want to make a deal. I can say I think they very badly want to make a deal. I am totally open to it, and we're talking to them, and we start a process.
This
But
was
it would
just
be a
in
nice thing to
November.
deal with Iran, and we could have done it before the war, but that didn't work out. And something will happen there, I think. But they would very much like, I mean, they may say something else, but they would very much like to have a deal.
What is that logo behind them? Oh, that's the logo from the person uploading the video. Alright, we're not gonna watch this whole video. But what I'm gathering from the comments and what I'm getting is that this guy's a traitor to his own people. Because he's in Iraq. So he probably protected, like, say, no, go at the supreme leader. Don't go after me. I have good American accents. Like, yo. He said MSB doesn't care about Palestine. He wants to normalize relations with Israel to make money. And this was in November. So he probably saved his group of people. So when they saying, remember that thing I ran across yesterday, Trump saying, we have made a way for the people to rise up in Iraq now. He literally said
This
for
was
the people.
historic at the White House
Look.
today. Syria's President Ahmed
Rise
al-Shara
up,
greeting
Trump.
supporters outside.
Let's see if it comes up.
The United States military began major combat operations in Iran. Our objective is to defend the American people by eliminating imminent threats from the Iranian regime.
You say he's like a rich child. He definitely is. He just moving on to the next thing. His mind is not too focused. Like, all right, what else can I get? What else can I get? Yeah, he's just in the store right now. He's just in the candy store right now.
Vicious group of very hard, terrible people. Finally, to the great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will
Take over your government. It got me thinking of that other guy that he just made a deal with that was still in Iraq. He not talking to the people like if I was there and I just grew up there, I'm a native, I don't got too much like going on that's connected to society, but I'm still trying to make it in life, trying to find my way and stuff like that. He ain't talking to that person. He talking to that other guy and his people. Like, all right, this is your time. Rise up. Come on, we got y'all. Go in. Go in. Go in.
Probably your only chance for generations. For many
And
years,
I'm just
you have
tying
asked
stuff
for
down.
America's
I
help,
don't know. I'm
but you
just
never
tying
got
stuff
it.
down. That's how
no
I tie.
president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass. The United States military...
Oh, I forgot about Canada. Hey, you well said. Venezuela, Greenland, Canada, Iran. What's next? At least they have made deals to grab power after the vacuum is made. The Greenland people's like, no, we are okay. We are okay with not being American. We have been surviving. We are peaceful people. We do not want this integration. Please listen to us. Canada too. Canada like, hold up, Trump. We thought we was cool. We thought we was buddies. Come on, Trump. Why you gonna try to do us like that? We was cool. Me and Canada, USA, Canada, we buddies, man. Y'all want some maple syrup? We got you. Y'all need some trees? We got you for y'all furniture. We know we got acres. Y'all wanna come? We got Drake. We got Drake, man. Alright, man, we don't care about that no more. Drake's makes most of his money around in America anyway. Trump America, like, without us, y'all industry wouldn't even need to exist. They like, dang, we was being nice, man. He was being nice. Can you even see that chat? Should make that bigger. There we go. I work on opacity and stuff later. I'm just happy to get it up there. I mean, I should make this one a little bigger too. Alright. Joink.
Began major combat.
Alright. What else did I have in the repertoire? That's about the Jews. Oh, this was quite funny.
Between Chinese and American cars
This little
quickly went
leeway.
viral online. In the test,
Little
several
tie-saw
cars were
path.
driven into a thick layer of ice to see which car could get out of the predicament on its own. The first car to fail was a Tesla. Relying mainly on rear-wheel drive, the Tesla quickly lost traction after entering the ice pit. The tires spun wildly, sliding left and right with little control. Whether the driver tried to move in circles or drive straight out, the car could not escape. In the end, it had to be pulled out using a cable. In contrast, several Chinese electric vehicles completed the challenge with far less trouble.
It's like dirt.
When their wheels began to slip, the
Like
car's
dirt.
intelligent chassis systems monitored traction in real time
It's literally
and
more
adjusted torque
intelligent.
to each wheel. This allowed the vehicles to
Adjust
regain
the
grip
torque
and drive
to
out of the
each
ice pit
wheel
smoothly.
individually. Individually supplying torque to each wheel.
Crazy. I remember in 2016.
Sheesh. That's some ingenuity for you. I like that. I like hearing stuff like that. That's how soon you're gonna get the Transformers. Well, Chinese cars appear to American cars in the electric field. I don't know what's going on in America because they're not allowing enough people in school. We went over that earlier in the podcast. We need some more STEM programs. Stop defunding the education system, Trump. We need the youth need to be inspired that they can make these imaginative things that they see on TV, on cartoons. That's all Japan and China is doing. They've been creating all crazy out the imagination, all these worlds. Then they put their students to work to say, hey, don't you think you can make something like that one day? Huh? And get them working. Yeah, they're a lot cheaper too. They build them so they're cheaper. Because they're not trying to funnel the money into all of these other programs because the government got money for all them other programs already. They still going to take their little share and whatnot, but they ain't trying to do like what Tesla is doing and stuff. I need money for my space program. I need money so we go to Mars stuff, so I need to sell these Tesla cars and all this other stuff. Like, no, it's just a car company. Trying to be there for the people that need the car. Not that just buying the car as a toy. Got a cough button now. Just talk now. This one was another funny
We've
one too.
seen recently with the increased use
Morgan
of
Freeman is
artificial
not
intelligence in
happy
film
with
and
his voice
television,
being used in
that
AI.
AI is trying to replicate iconic voices and even the likeness of actors like yourself. How are you?
You know he on
contending
the
with
top
that?
of the
What's
list
your
of
thought
replicated
processes
AI voices.
as you see this play out?
I got lawyers.
Exactly. Because what if they were to compensate you though? You don't actually have to do anything, but they use your voice to create a character and you get paid. Is that okay?
I think that's a different outlook on it. I remember that some years ago, an English company paid me handsomely to let
Why he look like a
someone.
Wait, why he look like an old Dave Chappelle? You know Dave Chappelle gained weight. Like Dave Chappelle got older, started losing some of the fat in his face and stuff, the tightness, and started slagging down. You know Morgan Freeman look like this forever. I don't know if that's gonna happen to Dave Chappelle, but just tie on that.
I think that's a different outlook on it.
Hey, do he have eyebrows?
Some years ago,
Morgan Freeman got eyebrows or
an
just
English
spots?
Company paid me handsomely to let someone in England who could sound like me.
Uh-huh.
The FBA.
Hey, what happened?
That lady.
Wait. We've seen recently.
Why did that just
with the
happen? My bad.
increased use of
I'm not gonna touch the
handsomely
mouse.
To let someone in England who could sound like me
Uh-huh.
do a thing for
Oh,
me.
wow.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine with that. As long as you're fairly compensated for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But people have tried to use AI to mimic your voice. Have your lawyers been busy actually trying to fight that?
Tamp that down. Yes.
We've seen recently.
Tamp that down. Did he mean
Tamp
stamp?
that down.
No, he
Yes,
said tamp.
yes.
What the heck? Tamped. Pack full of clay. ram or peck down into something firmly. Oh, so a stamp is because of a tamped. To push down something firmly. He tamped down the tobacco with his thumb. Hey, I thought he was making up words. Alright, word of the day. Just tie now, just think about it. Tamped. Tamp that down. My granddad in New York. He got the New York swag on. He definitely still got the East Coast swagger. He definitely got the East Coast swag going on.
Yes.
But that's funny. Like, I got lawyers. Yeah, I ain't playing with this AI shit.
You don't actually
know how
have to
much
pick
money I
character,
get
and
paid
you get
for
paid.
my. You know how much money I get paid for my voice. He's probably not even the best actor.
Is that okay?
His voiceover crowd is acting.
Outlook on it. I remember
If you
that
think about it, no disrespect to the GOAT. No disrespect to one of the greatest black actors of all time. I think his voice overshadows his acting because a lot of people can act.
years ago,
Some
an
can act
English
very well.
company paid me handsomely to let someone in England.
So y'all know y'all better watch out with them AI Morgan Freeman voices. He's coming after you. He coming there. He got lawyers. He got lawyers. All right. This was something I had to go over because I put it in the title. Where's that little nigga?
Crazy. I remember in 2016, before I did my research, I didn't know this. If it was 2016 and I knew it was someone's bullshit in the 90s, I'd be like, yo, y'all fucking tripping. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of weak ass shit going on out there. And just to be. And I was
This
like,
is preference that this is supposed to be Lil Yachty dissing all the old hip hop records and saying how corny it was, like how hip hop started.
You know what's so crazy to me?
Had to make millions and millions of dollars off of hip hop. So this gonna lead into what we talking about later. Like they're talking about the FBA and the foundational Black Americans and people coming off later off the toe tails and saying, yeah, we can do this too. Like we got this, y'all lazy. Like hold up.
I think about all the time.
And I'm not picking sides either.
Hip hop.
Because it's all about, for me, it's all about a state of mind. It's all about a state of mind, and you can say anything. You can believe anything if you're in that state of mind.
And I always think about a hip, a hop, a hip.
Rappers Delight?
Hop and the boom, take a bang. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be thinking like, damn, bro, y'all be really acting like we just got down. Like we got down, just couldn't. Like we was the only niggas saying some shit that didn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was hipping and hopping in. And I'm like, come on, bro, that shit was weak as hell, bro. Like, niggas be acting like, no, bro, come on, yeah, I do sue my brother to the
Well, he's saying two things at the same time. At first, he's saying that is both using, like, alliteration, I'll say that, alliteration and, like, scatting to perform entertainment in the rap business, and that he was doing the same thing. So how can y'all come at him if that's how it started? But then in the very next sentence, he switches it around and says, "Man, that shit was just whack. That was whack." You see how people mind like, just be wondering.
Bro, y'all be really acting like we just got down.
Look.
We got down, just couldn't. Like we was the only niggas saying some shit that didn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was hipping and hopping in.
Unless he's saying he didn't like his own old music.
Hell, bro. Like niggas be acting like, no, bro, come on, yeah, I do sue my brother to the store, and I went in the grocery store with it. Come on, bro. Y'all acting like that shit wasn't weak. That shit was dumb weak, bro. But niggas be acting like we was the only ones that made some crazy shit. I think I agree with you. I do think that there was more intention, probably, right? You had more. You had a DMX and you had a Busta Rhymes. You had a Tupac, and you had all these
Tribe Called Quest,
yeah, all these,
Nas,
yeah, of course, and you know, yes, all you had all these Prodigy and Mobb Deep. So you did have, there was a lot more. You know what I will say? I think that hip hop lost its, like it's what's the word for like just like the way there was division. Like if you was from the West, you sounded like it. If you was from the North, you sounded like it.
Yeah, I think the region. I feel like the internet removed.
I guess distinctiveness.
Yeah, and there was also I feel like a lot more subgenres back in the day because we'd be like, because back in the day you would.
Crazy. I remember in 2016 before I did my research.
He had a little redemption in the end. That's why you gotta watch the whole video sometimes. See what's happening. What people really saying. People always forgetting where things come from and trying to act like just because they have done it now, they could have done it without those things before. Or could have, yeah. And it's just another spoiled child. Like, yeah, I was always supposed to be born in this nice house. I was always supposed to have a PlayStation 5. I was always supposed to be able to pay for my ballerina classes and then be able to do all of this stuff, or dance classes, whatever the case is. I was always just supposed to. No, it wasn't always like that. It wasn't. It was not like that. And people like to have people feel good in those states of mind, which is cool. So like you don't have too much blockage and like you the champion and stuff. But a champion is also aware of the digression of things, the degradation of things, as well as the progression of things. That's how they know to keep on progressing so hard to become the champion, because they know what it is to be without it, or if it was to go down or go in a lesser way. Those same thoughts that were so easy to catch on to won't be so easy, because now all this other stuff is in your face to deal with. You don't have the time to think about that kind of stuff. Like I look at Lady Gaga, and she came up in the music industry and everything, but her parents was rich and they sent her to an art school and everything, and then she took off from there. Like she was already set up in the atmosphere for it to be like that. So that's all she was thinking about. So when she come out with the meat suit and everything, that's just how she living her life, like the art style, and how she always been able to push herself and say, wait, I probably need to eat this meat because I don't got no money for food. Like I shouldn't be like wearing it on my body and stuff. We probably gonna need this. So it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth a lot of times. Oh, I do have the charger. Okay. I'm looking at this camera. I'm like, oh, it's gonna die soon. I still got a good amount of time left. Yeah, but that's how it is when it comes to the rap game. Cause even me talking with my brother now, my little brother, he getting the studio together. He's writing his rhymes in his book and everything. So I'm making sure I show him some old raps and even other forms of music. All forms of music, so he can see what this thing that he's entangling himself really is. So he doesn't get divided along the way, but really can be a musician. Because that's what music is all about. I don't think it's about divide. It's really about being a musician. Seeing where all of these things come from. Because that's what created the thing that's there now. It's like just going back to visit your grandparents or stuff. Some people don't, or you don't for a long time, but when you do, it's always a life transformation experience. Like, oh, that's why I think like that. Or, oh, that's where that comes from. Oh, okay, I like this, okay. And then you see the spirit that she or he had to create, granddad or grandma had to create in order to feel like that, because their grandparents before that wasn't allowed to feel like that. They was ostracized, or they just didn't have the time because they had to work, like Great Depression type shit or slavery type shit. Or just generally being poor with any ethnicity type shit.
Street dudes cannot protect the community because they're not masculine men. The biggest misconception is that street dudes are masculine men. They're not masculine men because they lack emotional intelligence. Most of the time they're in prison because of their lack of emotional intelligence. I walk down this path.
I ain't even touch on that yet. What's up, Master Creator?
Any AKA hood in the world.
You don't know?
First thing they'll do is look you up and down like a female. Look you up and down. You see, when masculine men see each other, they nod. Matter of fact, you can't go nowhere without fighting somebody for looking at your girl. Do you know why? Because the women you deal with is so disgusting. They're so somatic, narcissistic that you know you can't trust them. And because you can't trust them, you have to keep tabs on them everywhere you go. They'll crash out for you looking at their girl. Matter of fact, they'll crash out if you make them spill their drink. They are the ones that will crash out for anything. Anything. Even when they get to the prison, even when they get to the jail, they're already ready to fight. Any little thing could make them fight. You looking at them, you looking at the girl, you step on their shoe. What you say?
Man, I've been in the mountains. I've been
Say
away
that
from this
again?
kind of behavior in a long time.
Any little thing.
But this is so serious, though. This is so serious. Now I went back to Philly. The tensions was a little higher going back around there. And that's how it is. I even felt it in myself at times. But being over here, I've been able to work with a lot of things. Because when people don't have the identity to mold themselves after, they just go after how their own auntie and mommy be yelling around the house. And seeing how they just going with culture without being honest. And say, no, it's really like this. A lot of people just don't communicate. I see it overall. They just don't communicate, and they think that things supposed to be a certain way, even when they know how that person is. Like, well, you know that since you was over here that you just forgot about doing all of that stuff. But never have a conversation, oh, you should stop doing that kind of stuff. It's like, no, I ain't that soft. We don't talk that like that. It's There's just a lot more conversations that I know can be had.
Feminine, hyper emotional traits. You understand? You.
Well, I think he talking about feminine hyper emotional traits. Is that once that feeling is there, that's all sometimes a male in the streets will think about. Like they would think that they thinking more logically, but they're just thinking about that thought, about that feeling, and then just that feeling. That's it. When feelings can beget different types of thoughts, and that's where a lot of people don't have emotional intelligence with. Like, I gotta keep feeling like this because this is how I feel. So whatever thoughts come up about this feeling, that's what I gotta deal with. Instead of, I could feel a different way about this.
Not lead people like that. You understand? You
There are
cannot
cows and
get a
many
sense
cows
of
in grocery
self-discipline
stores
and
crashing out
control
over
over
spilled
people
milk.
like that
A lot of
because
them
they're
aren't being hard
hyper-emotional.
anymore. They're showing They're showing how brittle they are, so any impact at all starts to shatter them and shows cracks. Yeah, that's why they got the same tone of voice. I be cracking up. I even was telling my brother, I said, stop talking like this, man. He like, yeah. He like, yeah. Uh-huh. You know what's going on. You got me get voice like that. He been working on it. He was cracking. They sent me a message one day. And I heard him talking one day, and I didn't know who that was on the phone. I said, I thought that was Brianna. I was like, I knew your voice wasn't always like that. But when you got to present yourself when you wish to present yourself a certain way, you keep things in. So it's like you don't got no cracks. You bound. Nothing can get to you. Nothing can shake you. When really it's other ways to show that nothing shakes you. Or nothing can make you spill your milk. Like, you know, when you can keep shaking, but the milk don't actually spill. And other people, oh, if you shake me, I'm going to spill my milk. Oh, I can't let you shake me. Ah, fuck you. Like, you can shake me, I don't mean I'm going to spill my milk, though. That's where I'm at with it.
Do it. Because they deal with internal conflict with themselves and they deal with internal conflict with people right in the same community as them. And I'm telling you, the biggest misconception is that the dudes that you think, you have to understand this. Street dudes look physically strong, but they're mentally weak. They look masculine, but they are mentally weak men. They have.
Yeah, that's what I used to be scared of when I was younger. Jocks versus the nerds. But I didn't know how to put it when I was younger. I was like, yo, if I work out or something, like, I probably won't think too much. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, that was a literal thought. Now that I'm older, I get it. I'm working out. I'm doing everything in between and being a thoughtful, just tired. But before, I was like, But I see what it means now. Because, like, if you always just trying to lift weights and you don't have that Jiraiya sensei or somebody, like, dropping them gems and them metaphors while y'all working out and y'all just blasting rap music and over again and then you just done, you just blast it and then you just, like, out of there. But you spend a lot of time there. Like, that's all you thinking about. That's all you gathered. Like, that's all you studying. That's all you studied mostly for the day. So then you don't have time to go for other. They don't make time. They have the time. A lot of time they don't make the time for other emotions to pop up, for other emotional situations to pop up. Cause like, man, I'm just gonna forget about this and then take it out at the gym. Like, I don't gotta be worried about this. I ain't gonna think too much about this. And then, cause the gym makes you think a lot about trying not to rip your tendons and stuff. Thinking about how you're gonna look when it's done. Thinking all of that type stuff, which is important. It's just a huge in between, I found.
No
Oh yeah,
emotional
this is
and
stuff
mental
that's happening.
resilience. See, the fools don't back America.
Hey.
America always back the fools. But America don't know China sitting back waiting. Russia is saying, we got them, y'all. Now they done took on another fight. I'm letting you niggas have the raw, unadulterated truth because I see this is a group of black people don't know nothing about North Korea. They don't know that when President Trump was in power, that they killed a high-ranking motherfucking general in the Iran army over there in that Saudi Arabia. They sent a drone strike, and it was an unfair attack.
And this is the old video people saying.
Y'all must forgot.
Huh.
When President Trump was in power, they killed a high-ranking Iranian general of the army. He was a bad motherfucker that they killed. And the people loved him because he come from the bottom. And he was
That's what I
army
talked
general.
about
He
the
was a
supreme
bad,
leader.
And they killed him.
There's people that's worshiping that guy, and they killed
the
him.
white man with an unfair drone attack. It wasn't no real war. How they killed the general? They killed him in an unfair drone attack. So them Iranians swore to their God, they swore to their people, and they swore to the world that they was gonna get revenge. What's the best way to get revenge on this fracker white boy that play like he's a God-loving human? Get them Israeli.
Hey, what's going on,
motherfuckers that
Reverend
play
Wolf?
Get them, get them. That's how you get that white boy. Shake
Toning
them
the
up.
blade until
Get
it's
them
too thin
motherfuckers.
instead of
And that's
folding
what they
new
did.
steel. More
They got
layers
to
or
look back.
imperfections may
America
come.
did this.
Metallurgy?
Fuck is y'all talking about? And now here come the fools. Oh, yeah. See, the fools don't back America. America always back the fools. So the fools done something to the Palestinians. So the Palestinians said, come on, man, they done something to y'all, they done something to us. Let's get both of them. And here we go. So now America want to get in. But America don't know China sitting back waiting. Russia is saying, we got them, y'all. Now they done took on another fight. We got them. They still woe down from Afghanistan, y'all. It's just never made it to our soils. But
Yeah, but that is true. You don't hear nothing about China talking or Russia talking. They doing their own thing. They got that Ukraine war going on. China trying to take over Indonesia and Thailand and stuff like that. So the three world powers, they all like got their own show and shit going on right now. That's probably why they not talking to each other. But they're still making deals. They still making deals, no doubt about that. That's why we still got lighters that say made in China, like simple stuff. But it's coming to a time where we're going. The powers at B are going to change. Like who's running stuff. Who's running things? And it's not even just going to be just like Trump type stuff. It's the people that's running behind Trump and whatnot. All right. Hey, all is well, bro. All is well. I'm about to get into a topic that I saw my buddy get into. Because I got like a half hour left that I can do this. And I want to get into like the FBA. Foundational Black Americans. And I don't know what you're talking about, creator. I did a lineage. I've been here for a long time on this soil. I even got paid for it. I can't even talk too much about it because of the NDA. I found my keratin side of the family and stuff. They've been here. Not in keratin. It was like the Maytons. They had different names. They was in Virginia forever.
So my movement
All right, so let me see what this is even about. Because I thought that this was something old and it was just like coming out. And it is kind of old. History always repeats itself. But this is like some new type movement coming around. I'm interested to see what they talking about.
It's going to be the DA.
I brought True. Check him out. True Life Stories. He told me a little bit. I was watching his podcast, but I'm not sure.
Freedmen in America. Remember, Loom.
Wait, what?
To counteract the negativity of these movements we're discussing is going to be the DAFA movement. DAFA, descendants of African freedmen in America. Remember, Loom, after freedom came, we were known as what? Freedmen. That was a legal classification. We were the freedmen. My 3 times great-grandfather George fought in the Civil War. My 4 times great-grandfather Steve fought in the Civil War. My cousins Lewis and Charles, the sons of Frederick Douglass, fought in the Civil War. I'm a descendant of freedmen who fought to keep this country from being divided. And we have rights as freedmen, so we're fighting as descendants of African, not no American. You ain't never putting that in no title, no organization of mine. Descendants of African freedmen in America. So
everybody got their titles. Before I even get into the FBA, he already trying to introduce the DAFA. What the heck? And then somebody in the comments said the FDMG, family, the money gone. Man, wasn't he trying to build a school? What happened to that school? Hey, you said Memphis is the capital of Egypt. Phoenix used to be called Phocina. The Mississippi used to actually be called the Nile. The Old Testament map of Mesopotamia in America in disguise. Yeah, people took those teachings and those stories that they had over here, because they was over here a long time ago. And then people came and changed it around so that that connection couldn't be established. And then they can establish Spanish rule or Spanish rule or Italian rule or British rule. I wasn't sure if Italian and Spanish was the same thing, but we're going to throw it in there. And the French. They probably was relating. Like, yeah, we had this place in Egypt. It was called the Nile. Like, this is highly familiar of this place. Because they didn't just come over. It's a lot of things going on about how archaeologists, like in academia, are finding out that it wasn't just a barren strait where people came across and crossed to America 5,000 years ago. That's not how it happened. They didn't just come over here 5 or like 10,000 years ago or something when the last ice age was. They found in tools, art, and everything from over 20,000 years ago. Tools. In like Florida and Texas, Arizona, and stuff like that. So it's like, hey, people traveled over here from somewhere else a long way before the Eskimos traveled down through Alaska and did all of that. They was meeting up with people when they got here. So that's a little tie fact. The organization and the movement are never the same, you say you will. The great dragon that fell from heaven is also in America. The feathered rainbow serpent is also in America. The great fish Poseidon was also and still today. The settle is Cain, erased the majority of people and reintroduced the rest. The native people here are the descendants of the Mayan culture who abandoned their temples and cities. Oh, yeah, a lot of them. They ain't all just died from smallpox. They probably wish that they killed them all. Like, yeah, we killed them all. Like the conquistadors, we killed them all and took their gold. That's why it's Portugal. We got it all. But no, they probably just fled. They was like, we know we can't fight these guys with their gunpowder and their diseases. With like Mother Ayahuasca told us to get the fuck out of here. Assimilate with these other folks that we said we never would. They said we would never assimilate with and do that. And as you well bringing up, the culture is even older than the Mayan culture. Yeah, way older. They just found every culture, like humans been around for, at least as Homo sapiens, for 65,000 years, 200,000 years. Any pinpoint in history is just like a settled scientific fact for the time. And then like in another 5 years, we'd be like, oh, now we do have anti-gravity. Anti-gravity does exist. Or, oh yeah, we can have electric cars. Oh, we don't have to use a horse anymore just to push things around. We got gasoline. Like, if we keep going farther into the future, it's innovative. But also the past as we go back is going to be so malleable. So malleable. The earliest known writing, you said, is 250,000 years old. People are foundational to this planet. They even have maps from before. All the land masses is broken apart.
To counteract the negativity.
For real. So now, like, when it comes to
the FBA, the Foundational Black American.
So now, real fast, so I can tie this all in. Let me see what this guy's saying about what the FBA is.
The FBA, the Foundational Black American. These niggas ain't involved.
Oh, he going against them. I'm trying to see somebody that's for him real fast.
Looking for niggas that look just like them to degrade and cause tethers all day.
Nigga, when did FBA become a group? Nobody told me I was part of a group. And if you really want to why black people not helping, look at his comments. Go back and look at the comments right quick. When I tell you, it was some Haitian that bitch, we a bunk collective, you gonna want us to help them niggas. Niggas better learn how to fight for themselves. We've been fighting for over 400 years. And until a couple years ago, not one other nigga wants to be African American. Not one. Because we gonna act like the me no black thing isn't an infamous term.
Oh, they all want to be African American. I disagree with that. Black culture permeates even through Asian cultures. Just look at K-pop and how a lot of people from Asian cultures dress. It's African American.
Me no black thing isn't an infamous term. To this day, we still dealing with other motherfuckers asking us what our culture while dressing just like us.
Oh, he said in the end. So I see this. So now this is a new group of people that have looked back just 400 years, and look back at that much of their DNA strain and saying we deserve this because of how much work we have done for this amount of time. So, you know, whenever people draw, this is where people draw lines, drawing a line in the sand. Where do you stand? And this, the FBA, the Foundational Black Americans. Because I can even, like, pinpoint some things. Because I had this case thing going on with where I was able to see some of my records without having to take a DNA test and surrender to 23andMe so they can clone me in the future. But I ain't getting cloned over here unless I'm gonna do it myself. But I saw that I was able to track some of the lineage, and I even saw one of the people that was a slave under one of the masters, one of the European people that came in, had some money and conquered some other people, and then used probably my great grandpop or whatever. His name, one of them was actually my name, and one of them was my uncle name. I was like, hold a second. It was this literal same name, like different last name, but the same first name. But it was allegedly still my lineage, DNA wise. They've been here for a long time because they had established this grave. What happened was, a little bit I could say, they had this historical grave site my family did in Virginia. And then this technology company came and built a site over top of it. And thought that nobody would care or say nothing. So they got sued. And then that's how I found out I was related to this whole group of people that I didn't know existed. I was like, oh, wow. So when it comes to foundational Black America, I can see why people want to fight over it or claiming a strong identity. You said like and they clone Tyrone. Yeah. They get the Geo. How do you think they built all the stuff? They can't get a bunch of people who don't know how to build stuff to build the temples and houses that last to this day. For yeah, they got the people in the know. We still use a knife and fork. We still dig with a shovel. We still use tools like a crane and ladder. They just resold it to us. Learning history, the real history, is really fun. I enjoy. Yeah, Reverend Wolf, it's like finding a new story out every day. Like, oh, you thought. Let's see what this guy's saying.
There's been a lot of disrespect recently against Black Americans. And this has been normal, but it's been a lot recently. And I feel like we're partially to blame for it because we're the only people in the diaspora that don't take pride in our ethnicity. We're the only members of the diaspora that only take pride in being black. And this is why our culture is the most disrespected in the entire world. We're the most Pan-African out of everyone else in the diaspora. Everyone else claims the country that they come from. We're the only ones that don't. And so if you're a black American, you cannot complain about how much the world disrespects us if you do not take pride in your ethnicity. From now on, if you are a black American, you need to start showing some type of pride in being an FBA, a foundational black American. Because the reason why the world disrespects us is because we don't respect ourselves. Nigerians take pride in being from Nigeria. Jamaicans take pride in being from Jamaica. Haitians throw a Haitian flag in their bio. We're the only ones that don't take pride in where we come from. And it's also Black History Month. So this is the best time to start doing it.
Yo, I hear it. I hear it. He said, we are all natives, not dispersed. I agree with this. Ethnic pride is a must. Let me see what they're saying. Yeah, that is a fact. We are told not to look at the home we have here as our own home. Okay? I refuse to feel bad about FBA because some people I think we're all bad. I will continue to rep it. Okay? Alright. Just seeing what people going, see what people are saying. See what people saying. We are American Indian. Okay, he's going way back. So he said, man, we've been here even before we merged with the Africans that came here. Okay. Black Africans are Aboriginal. American Indians have nothing to do with Africa. Yeah, we know, but a lot of us don't. So you know that's a misstatement. It was a lot of integration going on. Just like you see how black his skin is, he probably has some European in him. Because that's who was over here at the time. You see? Okay. Alright. I'm not reading that. It's too long. If y'all was to write like that in the chat, I would read it. But I'm not reading that. Mostly drip feeding technology that they... Wait. Mostly drip feeding technology that they just didn't understand because they were elementary school and they decided to burn all the library and destroy all the knowledge or hide it. Yeah, when it was said Plymouth Rock landed on us, it was the literal Plymouth Rock invaded what is called America today. I just want to rock. That's what it made me think about. Turtle Island is where a lot of them are from. And don't understand it. A lot of people, they were both on what we call Antarctica, were also dark-skinned people. They said the ice occurred millions of years ago. The maps show it only happened less than 700 years ago. Now, when it comes to time span and carbon dating and everything, well, I think carbon dating is a little off. There's some things with carbon dating. But I kind of support it a bit. Even some people say, how can carbon last millions of years to be tested in the first place? But as stories pass down, like y'all saying, you go back, you see the stories that's been told by their grandmothers, like 200 years ago, then their grandmom told them a story. Those are the stories to listen to. Like, they know where they came from. And then somebody else come along and say, no, this is where they came from. Like, no, listen to grandmom sometimes. Listen to grandma. I saved a couple videos that was going along,
That
so I'm
lady
gonna just
who
play
came on the
these.
podcast and said dirty black American, yes, she was wrong in that situation. No and ifs or buts. But and let's not act as if we don't remember how you guys used to treat us. Check it out.
Them Yankees used to come through and torture us, dog. Literally every day. School. That's where it starts at school. Americans versus Haitians. Once they find out you were Haitian, that was it. They go by from your name. Once they could have picked up on or your accent, they was at you daily, every day. from PE. You had grown men like us. Just imagine us go picking on little kids every day. I'm gonna say it like this. Even when we go.
The thing is, this was happening. I can't say that it wasn't happening because I was there. I wasn't there performing in either or activity, but I was there as the audience member in school and walking around the hood, watching people make fun of accents, calling people African booty scratchers, because they didn't, like you said, they didn't have the knowledge of who they actually were, because they burned down the libraries and made libraries not fun. Now everybody was in the Arthur saying, having fun isn't hard. When you got a library card, having fun isn't hard. When you got a library card, having fun. I tried to get that drum at the end. Yeah, we all from similar places to begin with. It's just somebody is drawing a line in the sand so that some people can become more divided. Yeah. And pride is a must. But pride a lot of times just helps for business. Pride a lot of times when it comes to ethnicity in this fashion, and it's not about just tracing lineage back and seeing what happened. Like, keep going back. All right, 400 years. All right, what about 500 years? About 600 years? Like, nah, the farther you go back, the farther it doesn't matter. It's how I feel people are internally, subconsciously processing this stuff. So, all right, we're going to go right here because this was such a big event that we got to start here. And like I said, from my history, I can see why. I can see that mind state on why people that need to find an identity in the external world will do things like this.
For you come in here, you got to make it all the way to get here. For you got to go all the way around, go to 71st. So we devised a plan. We go there.
Because he ain't lying. He probably was bullied.
So whoever get caught. Whoever make it.
Most likely.
We did it with numbers.
Look at his stomach.
And that was just elementary. And that was early, 81, 82. When we got to middle school, it was, we started to fight back a little bit. And when we got towards the end of middle school, that's when it really turned over. We really went to fighting back.
That was 12 years of nothing changing. Nothing interceding, saying, hey, I know y'all both black in ways. I know y'all both are being oppressed. If you trace the lineage back. Because, I traced back some of the Curitan and stuff. Or whatever. And it was saying, no, it was the other side. The Banton side of my family. And I was trying to see, because it's Buju Banton in Jamaica. And my mom always would say, I think we related to Buju Banton and stuff like that. And my uncle did some lineage and stuff. Said some European and things going on. But so I was asking ChatGPT. And since I found out about some things, I was just asking. And they were saying, yeah, it was since I found out that most of my family was in Virginia, and then came up to the black side at least, and then came up to Philly. And I found out that it was a family that had some slaves from Africa, and they were the Banton family. And some of them went to the Caribbeans, and the other ones went to Virginia. I was like, what the? You can't, instincts don't lie. Like I said, listen to your mama and your grandmama. They probably don't have the pinpoint, but they subconscious their ancestors be screaming at them, and they mind. I was like, I knew it had to be some connection, because that's a weird last name for a black person. It had to be given to him by a similar white guy. He said, you all bringing up, after Haiti broke free from colonial rule, many slaves left and went to Haiti and came back. Many of them were trying to leave the American states, go in Canada, Mexico, the different islands. Yep. Yeah, imagine that, saying, I'm going to go to this island over here. Escape to an island, literally. We out of here. And that's why you got some dark-skinned Mexicans. And now I'm seeing even a lot of Mexicans saying, if you use people that's in that Mexico, saying that if you call yourself Mexican, that's a colonizer word. It's a colonizer word to call yourself a Mexican. Because that's what the conquistadors called themselves. You're really Aztec, Mayan, all these different tribes that was already existing on this continent. And he was breaking it down. He was quite upset. We probably go through that after this.
All of them.
Let me play this video first.
So I was coming from school. I picked up my brothers. So I'm going to go pick them up in front of the school. They say, hey, there's a Haitian right there. Go get them. So they listen. They jump me right in front of the school, right? Literally.
I'm always team me and all positivity, right? But one thing we not gonna do is act like this type of shit was not happening. Like, fam, he was talking about the 80s, 90s.
Well, I gotta do is he playing music in the background.
Until we, just like, you know how some FBAs, they're like, damn, fam, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't trust white folks. There's some Haitians and some Mexicans. I don't trust black folks. Honestly, I grew up with black folks after that whole situation. I love them. They love me. And, you know, peace, positivity, and we're going to keep it pushing.
Keys, positivity, triple P blues. But yeah, it's a lot. It's why you see different groups, you well saying, merging together, even after, let me change this like this. Oh, I do have it. Okay. I was supposed to change it. That was the thing. Okay. Start again. That's why you start to see different groups merging together. Even at the colonial use were trying to keep them separated and creating their own versions of a Native American. Reverend Wolf said, they call my people Maori, but that is also a label given to us by explorers who labeled every indigenous person on the country as one color. They saw us as one color and one culture when we were actually Polynesians? Sorry, I'm gonna get it. Polynesians. I'm gonna go with that. Excuse me. But yeah, definitely. They talk about that a lot about during the census, when people were taking the census in America. You know that thing, they come around and ask how many people in your house every year, and they say the ethnicity, how much money y'all making, all that stuff. They was just like, man, these niggas black, or these niggas is Native American, man. We got, I don't even walk in their house, like. And they just was like literally rewriting history, because then that would go to the major census of like who was governing the whole land at that point, because they was taking them over. Like, took them over, called them what they wanted, and then said, all right, now y'all gotta obey by these laws because this is what we call y'all. Not what y'all been. This is y'all history. Like, before we got in the relationship, you was doing your thing, bruh. You was doing your thing, girl. You was riding around. You had your whip. You know how to be. And then when they got into the relationship, like, man, you ain't shit. You who I'm gonna tell you who you are, and you gonna like it. You gonna accept it, cause you got nowhere else to go. That's why I was bringing up. Some of them fled to Canada, merged and everything. So when it comes to pure ethnicity and stuff, it is always going to be a big variation. Look, U.S. Census Native American. See, this is why they wanted to ban TikTok, too. You can just look up shit.
Very interesting, right? The fact that this score right here has these markings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Going all the way from the nose.
Oh, before we get into this, Rev, my bad, I meant to get into what you was saying. Yeah, but relabeled y'all too. I know a couple people that's in Hawaii. My friend Makai, he just came back from doing some drumming classes back there.
Around the mouth. This statue
I was surprised he came back.
found in Veracruz of the Yucatan. And the guy right here, he's from South America. The Suriname Saramaka people, who are still practicing the tradition of the scarification from the Yucatan. Really, much of what's happening right now was done in the past, right? So when people ask, where's your traditions? Why do you guys still practice it? Yeah, we do. Very interesting. The fact that this score right here has these markings. 1, 2.
Carnaval. Hey. I remember I had the chance to go to, man, this reminded me of Rio. I watched that movie too many. Oh, whoa. Jake, hey, 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 hey. It's our culture. I can't help myself. But yeah, I had the opportunity to go to Colombia when I was in high school. And we got to go to Cartagena, Bogota, and some other city. And we got to see like the rundown places. Bogota, I think, was like put together. That was at the end where we had finally got to stay in the hotel instead of like a nun place where like nuns host you and whatnot. But we got to see how it was. And it was a lot of brown people there. A lot of brown people there, a lot of white skinned people there, some yellow skinned people there. It was a big mix.
Be honest, do you consider wine and cheating?
No! Absolutely not.
Yo, didn't I say this was Rio? That's straight up, but they're gonna give me a copyright. I can't play this. I knew that was in Rio, in Rio. Alright, but that's enough of that. But let me see that. U.S. Census Native American.
No matter where you are in the United States, you're on native land because there are 574 Native American nations and tribes. This is a quick list of some of them. It's a quick disclaimer.
No. When they were taking the census. Wait, what is this?
Did you know that Germans pretend to be Native American? They have powwows and dress up in Native American regalia. If I'm being 100% honest, they're at least trying. Because they're going the extra mile and putting a taxidermied fox on their head. And I have to give them just a little bit of credit. Because instead of wearing a Spirit of Halloween costume, they try to go the extra mile to really look like us. Or what they think.
They trying to feel
like.
it.
Now, this is called Indian enthusiasm. And it's a subculture and hobby of some Germans. It was inspired by Karl May's 19th century books. And it was all about an
They look like they messed it up the most.
Friend. So Germans got this
The founders.
romanticized version of the Wild Wild West. And they get dressed up and they go to Indianeer camps, kind of like powwows for them. They set up teepees, they dress up. But the big problem here, and I know a lot of people are going to say, but they appreciate you guys. The biggest problem here is that if they appreciated us and they enjoyed our culture and they wanted to know more about it, that would be fine. But dressing up as a group of people who are resilient, still here, but also going through a genocide is never okay.
Yeah, I see what she's saying. But they're just trying to honor. They all the way over there. That's like people dressing up like Japanese people over here and anime characters and stuff. Just trying to catch the vibe of it. I don't see no racist thing with that. I don't see no racism. Did I even switch the screen over? No. My bad. This is... this is how they look. This is how they look.
Give them just a little bit of credit and his German friend. So Germans got this romanticized version of the Wild Wild West. And they get dressed up and they go to Indianeer camps, kind of like they enjoyed our culture. The atrocities, that lack of access to healthcare and mental health services, limited education options, and this is called Indian. Little bit of credit.
And these just normal people. They can't go over there and help right now, so they're just showing support. Nope, they don't have one in Philly. They got the Puerto Rican Day parade in Philly. That happened every year. For like the whole weekend. You see people ride around with the Puerto Rican flags and stuff. But nothing close to Carnival. The closest they got to Carnival is the... This is the closest. Ain't no Brazil. It's the Mummers Parade. This is probably what you're thinking about. We got Shrek. We got commercial characters. Flintstones. It said born and raised in West Philly, and I still don't get it. It's fun when you just get into it. I know somebody always wanted to be a part of the Mummers, and they like just being able to dress up and choose a commercial character to be as. Not really native and having toned people that go to the gym on the streets. Well, that's a bunch of like just middle age, unless it's the instruments. Oh no, wait, I can't play the guy music. Unless the instruments be badass when they be out there. That's the one thing. Not this. But they be having like drumline and everything. Gotta celebrate somehow. That's what Come on, don't come at Philly like that now. I know what I'm saying by talking my shit, but I'm from there. Hey, Reverend, you said both the missing tribes of the Mayan temples and then the deserts was turned into a desert where there used to be giant trees. America's desert was once lush green land with giant trees in the 1800s. They came out, cut all those giant trees down, then it died and became a desert. You all say, yeah, the deserts that you see around the world came later. The people were there before the desert. All those flat tops you see across there used to be trees. For real. You know, is water coming back to the Sahara now? Desert grass. Just to show people, like, if it was there before, then, if it was there then, it can happen again.
Did you know
the Sahara Desert was...
Did you know the Sahara Desert used to be covered in rivers, lakes,
and lakes and grasslands?
Around 6,000 to 10,000 years ago, the Sahara was a lush, green environment. It monsoon patterns and brought heavy rainfall to North Africa. Over thousands of years, climate patterns shifted again. Rainfall decreased, and the region dried out into the desert we know today. The largest hot desert.
I was trying to see, because they said it was some recent news.
Here, on the edge of the Sahara Desert, uncontrolled grazing can be harmful to the land. And at these young restoration sites, the new plantings can be easily overgrazed. When the land becomes brown and food for the animals disappears, the herders may wander too close to the farmers' fields, where stray animals can quickly gobble up months' worth of farmers' crops. The WFP, the government of Chad, and the farmers and herders of the Sahel region have banded together. They dug strategically positioned ditches that separate the restored land from the degraded land.
The design is specifically aimed at creating peace between the nomadic herders and the settled farmers.
On one side of the ditch, the nomadic herders graze their
Okay,
animals.
solutions.
And
They're
on
like,
the
this
other
happened
side of the
before.
ditch,
It's going to
the
turn into a
farmers are growing a
desert.
forest.
We get settled. We get too
Grazing animals are
comfortable.
slowed
We don't be
down
knowing
by-
how to deal with all of this, and then we turn the shit into a desert and got to move somewhere else. Let's find a way not to
And it
make this a
serves as
desert this
clearly
time.
visible barrier that helps the herders keep their animals out. The World Food Program and the local
Hey, I'ma look it up. Credo
negotiated an
Motwa.
agreement between these groups so they honor this boundary.
They make these trenches to make a clear demarcation of forest areas. They cherish it like a baby.
These
Cherish
community
this like a
agreements
baby.
between the farmers and herders.
Hey,
are
me, Bob,
only
thanks for keep
possible
joining
because
on
the land
TikTok.
restoration has created so much abundance.
But I'ma
And
put this
now
window
we have the
down for a bit,
proof.
'cause
we can
ain't nobody there.
clearly see the change
I'ma
in
keep
vegetation
streaming.
on one side of the ditch versus the other.
There will be people there.
Are you ready to transform deserts, create lush backyards, and feed communities? This is
Yes,
your starting
you see
point.
him.
Oregon State
What are you gonna
University's
sell me?
Online permaculture design course. Join us in
Oh my
creating
God.
a better world for everyone. See you in class.
Oh, I will definitely
Here,
not.
on the edge of the Sahara Desert.
No free sponsorships on this channel. Alright, let me look up what you said. Let me see a woof. Hold on, let me see. Hey, they cut the sound out. They cut off his message to the world. According to the comments.
The first
Oh,
encounter
I seen these videos.
between Africans and extraterrestrial beings occurred more than 7,000 years ago. It is said that a door opened in this strange metallic sphere, and out of the sphere there came a long line of strange creatures, creatures that walked like human beings, creatures that
How it worked out on Demolition Man, David Icke.
Hands. The leading creature lifted up.
Yeah, I heard of this guy.
Right hand, and it
He's talking about the
people
alien, the beings that visited the people a long
of
time
this
ago,
world, we
and where they
are
got their
the
information
normal
from.
People.
He well said
come
this is where they
from
got
the land
Avatar from,
of
the
star
story.
of follows.
Yeah, they
People
man, them
of
people
this
smart. They
world.
did their research.
We are the Numu people. We come from the land of the star of Kiri Dahu. We come from the star you know as the star of the red dog.
Like, imagine, y'all saw the new avatars, because now the avatars on the new ones, I didn't see the third one, but I know they merging with their culture a lot more. Now they finding different cultures. But remember, it all started from them coming from a whole nother planet, and then becoming to there and using that
Because
body.
we have been sent by a very high one in a high place to make certain truths known to.
And that movie made billions of dollars.
The people listened spellbound.
Just saying, just tie now.
The strange creature spoke. It spoke for days, we are told, telling our people about the mysteries of the cosmos. It spoke for days, we are told, telling our people about the mysteries of creation. The creature told our people that the race of humanity was once great amongst the stars. That human beings were once the leading race in the great cluster of stars, the galaxy.
Oh, so that's
The
what that
creature
symbol
said
is, the
that
galaxy.
Because human beings were so vicious, so aggressive towards other intelligent creatures and towards living things in general, a great war broke out amongst the stars as several worlds joined forces against the human race, fought it and drove it away from the center of the great star flower to seek refuge in this forgotten world of ours. The Nomu, or the Numu, or the Nomo, told our people that there were many races amongst the stars, races of living beings, who were afraid of us human beings, who kept us under constant observation to ensure that never again do we become a threat to other intelligent creatures amongst the worlds. The Nomo, or the Normo, told the people that if we human beings could get rid of hatred, if we could get rid of war, if we could get rid of disease, if we could get rid of selfishness, the great gathering of the star worlds would once more receive us with open arms to take once more our rightful place in the great kingdom of the worlds.
Dang. And that's just how they translated it to English. Imagine how in-depth that story was in their own native tongue. Probably had some pictures on the wall, some more statues and stuff to show some representation. So, because this was somebody, these people, like you were saying, was on psychedelics and different chemicals that allowed them to see these different visions that gave them these informations. And that's still what's happening today with AI and everything. They don't know how AI works. They just a neural network of thousands of neurons that they learned over time how to sync and put together, and then it just does its thing on its own when it's prompted. They don't know why it's, how it's literally doing it. They just, there was a lot of people on LSD, certain psychedelics in Silicon Valley and around the world, and traveling, doing different things, and hoping I didn't mess up thing. Doing different things, and they came out with that, with the AI and different technological revolution we live in now. that talks about the singularity and bodies not being just the body and trapping and all this other philosophies and stories that you hear. This happened even way back when. Way back when, people taking psychedelics and seeing the origins of where we come from. Because who'd better tell us where we come from than the deepest recesses of our mind when it's exposed? As well as the nature around us. Because that's what happens, seeing how it's all connected. He said humans end up being... In the other interview, his friend found a UFO crash and cut a fring from his body. The alien, him and his friend ate the flesh off, because if you eat a god, you become a god. But who said the alien is the god, though? Who said the... I think about who said the alien is the god, though? That's how people be looking at stuff. That's why they eating kids and stuff now. Real shit. Humans end up being nerfed by other species in the galaxy because they got uppity because their connection to the old ones. They don't call it a gateway drug because it leads to harder drugs. They were afraid of the rims you were perceived. Yeah, a gateway. So there's like, we got a nerf. That's why you don't see it promoted in society too much today. Like in the beginning, they promote the people that go crazy about it. They get promoted all day. But once you start figuring out these rims are like part of your everyday average thoughts on how you choose to live your life and what you connotate how you put things together, how you tie things down. They like, no, you can't do that. And people been fighting for so long saying, no, it's no people that's trying to get you to think slower. That's just you being lazy. It's just you not wanting to do it. But it literally is people that want wars. And in order to fight wars, you have to have people think a certain way so that they fight that war. We've been over it the whole podcast. Just as to tie it on down a bit, tied together. So, like, there are people that want you to think like it is part of the human conscious, somewhere in that human conscious ring that is allowing the humans doing this. Just like he was saying 7,000 years ago, why we got kicked out of the Star Group Federation. Like, man, people ask, why is this happening? Why? Like, and that's, I think the more we ask why, and we have technology and be able to pierce back into the past and extrapolate about the future, but together, and things are all on the scene, and seeing how individual people think with their minds is going to change humanity in the future. It's going to change things in the future, because now we're seeing how people are thinking in different groups instead of one overarching group saying this is how it is. This is how it is. Who knows, might be put back into that federation one day. I'm just tying things down. It don't gotta be true or not. But isn't it cool to just think about these things? That's what tie is. TAI. Think about it. Just think about it. Oh yeah, autocorrect is an agent. Reverend, well, autocorrect is Agent Smith, man. The flesh of the gods you can still eat today. Yeah, they call it mushrooms. Like, that's what they talk about Jesus and what was that, the cross? Oh, what's that book that they found in the Dead Sea? And the guy was relating, one of the scholars that was there to decode them, he actually went off to write a whole book saying how the mushrooms related to the cross, and that this is what these cults were doing back then. Ingesting psychedelic substances, mind opening. That's all psychedelic means, mind opening. So you can say plant medicine or psilocybin or these neurotransmitter fungi. And they were having these visions and going about talking to other people what they seen. And the wisest of them was able to create new sciences in the future, the Plato's and all of them. And even ones that wasn't Plato, ones before that Plato and Socrates stole from, that they were students of when they was in Egypt. No, his friend cut his finger off in dead aliens. Before the body and crafts were collected, he saved it to share with the shaman. Okay, I read it and I know why you was upset. Because I still don't know what you was talking about. You retype that? Because I have to go soon. It's 2:12, 2:10. I have to go pick somebody up soon. Part of my duty until they get their license. Because I'm not getting the card taken. And the battery just beeped to say that my battery low on my headphones. So with that, I'm going to tie you on out of here. This has been a magnificent podcast. Thank you, Well. Thank you, Well. And I'm going to get your name right. And Reverend Wolf, VIP. You be like, man, you say my name the whole show. How you forget already? My bad. I got it. But hey, everybody else out there, check out the Instagram. I got some art on DeviantArt. DeviantArt, I think that's how you say it. I'm uploading more and more to there now, as well as Instagram. But I'm taking everything serious, getting them values so I can know how to traverse these worlds and everything. You support the channel, find a way to keep on supporting it. I'm gonna have these up on audio pretty soon. So if it's gonna be on like Apple, iTunes, and all that stuff, Spotify, because they pushing podcast audio more than music. And hey, I've been doing this for a while. I used to have it up there, but that's enough of that story. Just stay aware and just tie down. Just think about it.